Example 2, checking solutions. Now class, this one is very, very simple. It's an easy process. All you have to do is plug in the number that they give you for the variable. And I want you to think about the word solution. So we're checking for solutions here. Well, apart from math, what do you know about solutions? They're answers. They're potential ways that you can solve something. So let's say you lose one of your socks in your room. A solution to that problem that you have is, well, you can tidy up your room. That's a solution, and you can find it that way. Or you can train your dog to smell your other sock so that they can find the missing sock. And I want you to notice that there are multiple solutions that you can have to that problem. And similarly in math, you can have multiple solutions to these inequalities. So let me go ahead and walk you through one of them. So write what I write. Tell whether -2, so there's that number there's that value that we are going to stick in. Tell whether -2 is a solution, is an answer, a valid answer of each inequality. So they're going to give us more than one, and we're going to have to plug it in and see how it goes. Let's go ahead and do A first. So everyone write A. And the inequality that they give us is y minus 5 is greater than or equal to -6. Get that written down, please. So your first step here, very similar to the other chapter, is to write the inequality. Please write this for your note-taking purposes. Write the inequality. Okay, you can write it in a different color. You can highlight that so you know the steps. So we're going to write it down correctly. If you miss this step, if you do it incorrectly, your whole problem is doomed. Okay, now the second step that we are going to do is to substitute. And just like a substitute teacher would substitute for me, let's say if I was sick, this number, -2, is going to substitute for the variables out there. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to write it in a different color so that you can see -2. Okay, so this -2 is taking place of that y. -2 minus 5, and then you just write everything the same. It's greater than or equal to -6. Okay, and this is just a simple 3 steps that you need to abide by, and you will find your answer. Or your next step is to simplify. -2 minus 5. Well, what are we going to do here, class? Popcorn at the opposite, because we see subtraction. Okay, so I have a -2 plus a -5. In class, that is -7 is greater than or equal to -6. Now, when you get to this, after the simplify, it's a simple thing. Is it true? Is -7 greater or equal to -6? No. There are more negatives. When you're in debt $7, or you're in debt 7 values. So it is not true. It is not greater than -6. So you would get a red marker, and you would say no. Okay, not a solution. Let's go ahead and try another inequality. Okay, so B, we're going to do the same thing, same steps. Write the inequality, substitute, then simplify. So let's try this. -5.5 y. Ooh, What operation is that? Multiplication. Negative 5.5y is less than 14. So, first step, rewrite it. Yes, write everything you see. And then, now we're going to substitute. Negative 5, you write it just the same way that you see it. But you just stick in the new value for the variable. I put a parentheses because parentheses helps me distinguish the values because I know that that's multiplication, and parentheses means multiplication, right? And then we have the less than 14, okay? We're going to go ahead and simplify this and see if it's true. And I'm going to go ahead and do that simple multiplication problem right here. And I have a negative times a negative, so I already know my answer is going to be positive. 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1, 5 times 2 plus 1, 11. 1 digit is behind the decimal, so therefore there should be 1 in my product. And like I said, it's a positive, so my answer is 11. Yikes. 11 is less than 14. Class, is that true? Yes, it is. So A, negative 2 would not be a solution for that inequality over here. And for B, negative 2 would be a solution for that inequality. Awesome job. So let's go ahead and try some on your own. Pause it if you need to write down these steps. Alrighty, get this all written down, please. On your own. Tell whether negative 5, this is the solution that they're curious about, is a solution for the inequality. So you're going to do A, B, and C. And you are going to substitute that negative 5 into each inequality in C. If it is a solution, remember the steps. Write the inequality, substitute, and simplify. Write, substitute, simplify. Write, substitute, simplify. It's a mouthful. Okay, go ahead and try it, and then check back with me for your answers. Very, very good. I love all the hard work. Okay, so A, you should have gotten this. Not a solution. X. You should have gotten for B. Not a solution. High five yourself if you got this. And for C, you should have gotten solution. Negative 5 works. Awesome job. Now, if you didn't get that correctly, please check your steps. Go back and see what you did wrong, okay? Because all you do is rewrite. Then you substitute. Is it an error that you wrote it wrong? Is it an error where you're messing up your positive and negatives again? Go ahead and analyze your work. Put a star here if you are just super confused and it's really difficult. Send me an email and I'll get back to you and we can practice more in class. But I encourage you to analyze your work, check back and see why you didn't get the answer. But if you got it, high five yourself 10 times. Okay, good job. You're done with example 2.